Now let's watch Sara Haines say that she doesn't even recognize the Democrat Party anymore, and Alyssa tell everybody on the panel nobody gave a damn about Trump being a convicted felon. Watch.
In the article, he quotes, I forgot the exact quote, but he said something about how it's become the party of college professors and, you know, like it's this removed group of highly educated. And I think the conversations around that, because the people on the other side were voting for Donald Trump, oftentimes those voters were kind of put in a bucket of not being smart and spoken down to. So I think it's a strange thing because I don't even fully identify what the Democratic Party is anymore. It's not recognizable to me.
I do think it was trade deals feeling like America's being taken advantage of, and it affects the jobs that are largely working class and more industrial based, agriculture driven. And it was the border. It's not because they're like, oh, I'm nervous that somebody's going to come take my job. It's they know that big corporations take advantage of cheap labor, and those people are going to get employed while they're struggling to make ends meet. And I just want to say one thing, because Fetterman said something so interesting on the show we never discussed. I've used the term, Donald Trump's a convicted felon. I can't support that. But I think a lot of this country feels like we put people in a box if they're a convicted felon, even if they served their time, they paid their debt to society.
And we think got to be gone now.
And we think that they shouldn't be able to get ahead. And I actually think that backfired for Democrats. I think that didn't like the name calling.
You know why nobody gives a damn that Trump was a convicted felon? Because we all know that the charges were brought against him unfairly. If you read the details about how those indictments came to be, it is literally like they warped every part of the law, threw out statute of limitations, brought in federal prosecutors to work on a state case. Like, it gets really weird. They jumped through every hoop and bounds to try to prosecute Donald Trump. He was 100,000% selectively prosecuted, just as Hunter Biden was. I think we all can admit that Hunter Biden probably wouldn't have been charged to the same extent had he not been Joe Biden's son. But the same thing is also true for Donald Trump. That's why I'm glad that Joe Biden openly admitted it, because now it has to be admitted and applied broadly. You can't agree with one and not agree with the other.